last time we cut back so that Riven could sort of backfill with something from earlier that technically would have happened. So I guess that's a little bit disjointed to the continuity of the story itself, but she woke up and appeared more knowledgeable and more confused, perhaps. We traveled to Karakul looking for this group's friend, Yong, and apparently this was the last place they knew her to have been. And we came across a Kinku asking to see if we could find if anyone had seen her around, and apparently matched her voice spot on, and noticed on a signpost on the back of the board there was a message that was scrawled out in Thieves' Cant, specifically Dwarvish Thieves' Cant, and I deduced that it said to travel on the sea to find Helm's silver. And we are looking for a house where she was, and found something about the finder. So we blended in with the locals to get more information from them, and found out that the finder finds, thus his name, and found out that he had at some point acted as an informant for Yong, trying to get information about silver, so confirming that she had run into him. And when we were resting before we went to the next step, Locke woke up looking like death.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got 2 points of an exhaustion. And also, we weren't exactly blending into the crowd. Not all of us.
I went to hell. I honestly forgot about that because it's been a while.
At least one of us used the tactic of blending in with the locals. Yeah.
Yes. So I know Riven just went around and be like, "Have you seen this person?"
Hey, we're that.
No, you're useless. Moving on.
Which I'm sure has made a lot of people feel very validated and mutually dependent upon.
Oh yeah, Riven kept turning to the east and waving, and we had to keep pulling it. No, over here.
I mean, she did that once.
This is such a dysfunctional party.
Yeah.
It is, but that's what makes it great.
Right?
I don't think Locke has actually explained in character about his exhausting dream situation yet.
No, I have not. Because that was where we ended.
So, yeah. I guess just to say that I would have some reason to have seen that, just that whenever we did see you, you look like death.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I woke up feeling like shit. Looking like shit. And electing it and just basically saying, I am riding on Hollis the rest of the way. This is not a debate.
All in favor is I.
All in favor is I, and I is all I need.
And the eyes have it. Okay. So, yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, that's, I think that's about everything. I can't think of anything else.
Wahoo.
Wahoo!
Here we go.
Yes, that. So, I believe the consensus was, considering the, time of day and the fact that you had made it up into Karakul in the early morning, I think you basically looked into the finder and then were like, yeah, we don't necessarily have to stay in town. We still got plenty of daylight left, and we start traveling to Ichang to get a boat to see if maybe you could figure out where across the sea Yong went. And
the map.
You guys were going to be making your way to Ichang down here so that you could potentially find a boat to, well, first figure out where Yong went when she went to sea, and then find you a boat to get to there, because you're not exactly sure where she went. Because
first we gotta figure out which port town she went to.
Because for the most part, most of you only know a continent or two.
I mean, I know kind of where Yong went. My character does not know.
Yeah. That's largely because you are my map person, and I was like, hey, let's make this area that you may be visiting later.
Well, fuck, okay. A choice in this matter I do not possess.
Curse of being a talented map maker.
I mean, hey, just curse of being even remotely artistically minded in a D&D group. As of right now, I'm going to be leaning into the fact that Locke can't really talk for a while, because I'm also going to be drawing for a little while, because there's something that a buddy of mine needs art-wise, and I'm the only one who can provide it. So I get to be doing that for a while. I'm using that as my justification for not paying attention while Locke is half dead.
All your rolls are at disadvantage this session. Gotcha.
No, it just means Locke might need to be reminded about what's happening from time to time.
Technically, until you guys get to Rydell, if I was to give you some sort of confrontation, he would have disadvantage.
He has 2 different types of disadvantage. Skill checks and... saves? No.
Is it 2 points of exhaustion or 3?
I thought it was 3.
He has 2.
I can check my sheet, because I have an entire slot for that. It is 3!
Yeah.
I have 3 levels of exhaustion. I pulled out at 3 because I realized the situation was getting dangerous.
Yeah.
So with 3, does the sheet show which ones you have advantage or which ones you have disadvantage to? That way. Let's see, because you have, not that it's really gonna matter, but for all intents and purposes, disadvantage on ability checks, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, and your speed is halved.
So he's just
the 3. Not necessarily in that order. I said them out of order, but yes, those are the 3. So do we actually have a David? Is he here? Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Okay.
For a given definition of alive.
Yeah, it's all semantics in the end.
All right.
In a crazy twist of events, if you die in the real world, you die in game. Oh, wait.
Ha.
Fuck, Bjorn is not going to be happy to hear that.
Who is this person you're talking about?
This is when we reference the never-ending story, and we get like a mirror, and then everybody sees the characters. The characters didn't see the players, and it's weird. Anyway.
As long as it doesn't end like the gamers did.
So, yes, you guys are going to be making your way down to I-Chain so that you can travel. Is anyone going to try to talk to Locke or to anyone else concerning the fact that, you know, he's half dead?
Like, we say that, like, jokingly, but that's not that far off. Like isn't it
No,
like
it's
5
not.
points of
It's
exhaustion
really
where you
not.
die?
Bjorn will offer him a drink.
Because, yeah, that'll help.
Looking a little rough, buddy.
And Locke will politely decline. No, thank you. My head hurts enough as it is.
Never heard of hair of the dog, huh?
What?
You get a bad headache, usually from a hangover. Best way to get rid of it is to drink some more.
That sounds like the most ass-backward logic I have ever heard.
It's always worked for me.
He doesn't like to drink, Bjorn.
Well,
just leave him to flop over Hollis.
Fluffy. No, flop over Hollis.
What exactly happened? Why are you exhausted?
Okay, so Locke will just kind of lift his head up a bit, and, like got like dark rings going.
Can you do anything about him?
Can points of exhaustion be dealt with lesser restoration? Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing.
I don't think that's a thing either, but you never fucking know.
I don't know. She doesn't know how magic works.
This is true. This is like a reasonable question for Riven in character to make. No. Lesser restoration cannot do anything about exhaustion. All it can cure is blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned. And then I reflavor that it can do something about a hangover because technically alcohol is a poison.
Is he a nature cleric?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
By the way, Locke was about to start explaining shit when we went on that tangent.
Go ahead.
So yeah. After being asked why Locke is all exhausted, he'll just sort of pull his head up from like Hollis's back. Like, okay, so you all know about the fact that my patron can sometimes yeet my consciousness to other points in time and space, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a thing he does. It's all very trippy. Anyway, other than that, is it still the same day, or have we been on the road for a while at this point?
You've probably been on the road for at least a little bit. It would technically be the morning, still the day that you were waking up feeling like that.
So last night, I asked him to help me do that so I could check in and see what the deal is with Silver, how she's faring. You know, is she alive? Is she dead? Is she well fed? Is she not? Has she killed anyone? Has she been killed? Etc. Stuff like that. Now, last time I did that, I found her in a cell. In her big mountain temple thingamabob. This time, when I did it, I found myself somewhere really, really dark, really, really thick, and absurdly hot. And I couldn't see where anything was. And it hurt to be there. It was like swimming through fire. It was very uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure this is just heat exhaustion I'm rocking right now. Apparently, the guy had a hard time pulling me out of there when he realized something was wrong. And at present, the working theory is that I was in hell.
Hell.
Yep. Quite literally. Not even saying that hyperbolically. I was literally, if our theory is correct, in hell.
Huh. Did you see any devils?
I think I flew up to a dude at one point and I asked him, "Where's Silver?" and he said, "Who?" and then I left.
So, a confused devil.
Very confused devil, and now I am a very tired devil.
Well, this doesn't bode well.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't, because unless something simply intercepted Vindsvept trying to send my mind to wherever the fuck, then that has very, very ungood implications about Silver's condition, but I am too fucked up right now to really give them any thought. So, you all do the thinking, and I'll do the napping. Okay? Cool. Good. Good night. And Locke will flump his face back down in the hollow, snuggle in, and fall asleep.
But it's like morning time still.
He's out. He is out cold. He said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Magical exhaustion.
Pretty much.
Hey, does anyone have any charcoal?
Why?
Because I have an idea.
Let's see.
I have an incense burner. It's theoretically possible it might have some soot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys about to bully the kid who is literally in hell? Is that what's happening right now?
He's just gonna throw a mustache on him.
Okay.
Whatever. If no one doesn't have any charcoal, that's fine.
No, I don't think any of us do.
Yeah. I don't don't see anything.
I mean, I could check Oak's inventory. He's got some interesting random crap, but I don't think charcoal is in there. We don't have a wizard in the party that doesn't have an arcane focus. Because then technically that would work.
Ooh, I have ink.
You do have ink.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, Cadril, don't forget, Cadril would have left his ink and stuff with you guys as well.
Yeah. I was like, got 2 inks.
And a quill pen.
Yep.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Wrong holiday. We ain't quite there yet. So, are you actually going to use the ink and quill pen to make him a mustache?
No.
Okay, good.
Step aside, I'll do it.
Is
Very
that
well.
you just making a joke, or is Bjorn actually gonna?
That depends. How far did Riven get? Far
She
enough.
put out
for...
the ink.
All right, that's far enough.
Just wait till you see yourself at a beer.
Bjorn's not drawing a mustache, though.
Oh, good. What?
Oh, glasses?
Hmm.
What was he doing?
I was gonna draw a dick. But the glasses work. Because he is a nerd.
Just
He
when
writes-
starts wiping his face. He's just
I'm
gonna
a-
smear everywhere.
I'm a twink, not a nerd, but alright.
Look, you can either have the glasses or you can have the dick.
I can
He
just
writes,
I can
"Call
just
me
mask
little
as many
man," on
faces
his
either
forehead.
them away, it's fine.
Anyway,
So I assume he's gonna have to make like a sleight of hand or stealth check or something.
Yes. You're going to have to roll. I suppose it would be sleight of hand to see how well you can. Oh, well, there you go.
It looks perfect.
This is not Bjorn's first prank.
Oddly enough, that makes perfect sense.
Oh god!
Manage, bro.
I rolled that perception just for get the chickles, and I got a nat 20 as well. How do we handle this now?
Well,
It
you
was-
gotta roll it at disadvantage.
It doesn't matter. You would have one. You would have it at disadvantage.
Right.
Two, you would have it at disadvantage, and 2, you're already asleep, so it would use passive perception anyway. Plus, you're exhausted, so yeah, you're not seeing this. It's not. So
Very
what
well.
does Bjorn actually write on his face?
Call me little man.
No.
Oh.
Did I just hear someone squeak in dismay at that suggestion?
Daniel.
Hmm?
I
Yeah.
recognize his squeaks.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nah. We'll just go with a set of glasses and the word nerd across his forehead.
What is a nerd?
Ah, they were the puny ones in my village.
Oh my god.
now the thing that the thing that's interesting to me is Riven still does not have any sort of connection to Bjorn.
Nope. I still
Now
have
she
to know who
does.
this guy is.
But now she does.
What?
Now you do. You started. You came up with the idea to ride on Locke to prank him a little bit because he was asleep, and you got halfway there and decided not to. And Bjorn's like, "Okay, I will." So now you have some sort of kinship. That plus your whole, like,
Ah, yes.
growing up ritual scarring hunting thing, whatever the heck that was.
A perfect point of bonding. Bullying the teenager.
Yes.
How
You
would
know-
Riven react to this stranger doing that to Locke while he's unconscious?
He's
That's
not a
the thing.
complete.
Do I get a flood of memories back? Because like I don't remember Bjorn at all, or when he like joined the group, when I came in.
Like, you're just kind of rolling with it because the rest of us seem to trust him, and like Riven at least partially trusts the rest of our judgment. So she's like, Okay, I don't get it. I don't know this guy, but you guys seem to like trust him, so I'm gonna trust you.
Like, okay.
Give me a I guess it would be a wisdom save. Yeah. Maybe not all of them are there, but you're starting to realize, wait a minute.
There is something familiar about
there was this battle, there was this thing, there was this circumstance. So I do.
I like my explanation. Like the only thing she says is like, my head.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So that was a thing.
Yep. So continuing on our travels.
Anything that anybody else wants to do along the way?
Nothing I can think of.
No.
Okay. So you're essentially going to make camp for the night. Locke, do you wake up from your long-standing nap to set up the tent?
I suppose if I must.
You don't. It's just if you don't and someone else does it, it's going to look different.
You know what? I'm curious. Locke is still out. Like, someone asked, was like, hey, you want to set the tent? And it's like, no.
All right, who votes to set up the tent?
I mean, how hard could it be to set up a tent?
I don't know. I sleep outside.
So what would it look like if
Chester's a giant dog?
Doesn't it look like a library only because Locke does it?
Mm-hmm.
So what would it look like if Byrn did it?
Are you going to do it?
The specifics to the Blanket of Fortitude.
As it is so delightfully called.
Yes. So, you have it in your inventory, Locke. Do the clicky thing to show the Blanket of Fortitude so that we can read it. That's easier than me trying to search the thing.
Right.
Okay. Blanket of Fortitude. Description. A small blanket was created by Theodore Bear to comfort troops during the Happy War of Fluffy Stuffing Wonders, credited as one of the most bloody, brutal, and poorly named wars in history. When thrown by someone with a childlike sense of wonder, or just anyone in our case, because we decided on that, the Blanket of Fortitude transforms into a mighty fortress of patchwork blankets and pillows. While the fortress appears to only take up a 5-foot cube, it's a TARDIS and as such much larger on the inside. The cozy interior, if you'll give me a second. The cozy interior fits the personality of the owner and takes a shape of their choosing, such as a carnival tent or cathedral. It also becomes filled with decorations that reflect the desires of the thrower, made from pillows and blankets, of course. This fortress protects all inhabitants from outside weather conditions, and there's always hot cocoa waiting inside. The structure has an AC of 14 and 70 hit points. When destroyed, the Blanket of Fortitude is shredded and requires a week to repair itself, provided all the scraps are collected. If the Blanket Fort is destroyed, all inhabitants are pushed together and knocked prone. So you can,
Byron could effectively choose where it is, but it would be decorated basically however a way that he would feel the most at home.
It's highly magical and he doesn't exactly know how to work it. He'd probably say, Riven, here you go.
Coward.
Pretty much.
What? I don't need this. Give it to Bjorn.
But you can make it look like the outside of a tavern. Oh.
No.
Bjorn.
Yes.
Up something fun for us to sleep.
I imagine that if Bjorn throw it, it just looked like a tavern, but it's all made out of pillows.
I was going to go with like a mead hall.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a big roaring fire pit in the middle. And just the ever-present smell of roast boar in the air.
It's cocoa, not boar.
No. We drink the cocoa. We smell the boar.
Sure.
Bacon cocoa.
It sounds like a terrible idea. Let's do it.
All right.
So, yeah. if Bjorn is the one to throw it, then it looks like a mead hall instead of a library. But considering that the blanket of fortitude specifically states that it always has hot cocoa inside, while the smell might be there, perhaps anything that is not hot cocoa is pillow. So he doesn't
The wild boars are made of pillows whose mouths are stuffed with small apple-shaped pillows.
Yes.
Sure.
It's beautiful.
That still smell like boar.
Yep.
What slept on this pillow before we got here? It smells like a boar.
Anywho, there you
go. Okay.
So you'll have your tent set up. You're going to get ready for sleep for the night. And we can do some watches.
Riven is going to try to focus on trying to get to talk to that one dude when she sleeps. Just constantly thinking his name over and over and over again.
Okay. Do you actually remember the name?
It was something weird.
Langie.
Langie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because phalanges are fingers. I remember.
Shush. I mean, he does have some pretty fast fingers, but anyway. Yeah, so perception checks from everyone for the color of their watches, aside from maybe Locke, who's probably asleep.
Yep, Locke is still out.
Well, Bjorn's... Let's hope that Bjorn's watch is uneventful.
I mean, yeah. Most of it's gonna be.
Bjorn is astounded by the fact that he's in a pillow fort mead hall.
It's honestly everything he dreamed of as a child.
Okay. So, yeah. Essentially, the watches are relatively uneventful. So, Riven, give me an intelligence check to try to focus the magic of your sword to call Langie, because Arcana. You don't have Arcana.
What?
To try to... What we had said for when you were trying to call the dreams before was you were trying to focus on the magic of your sword and all the shenanigans.
I don't have a sword.
Or axe, sorry. You're trying to focus on the magic of your axes to call forth the person that you wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an Arcana roll, which you don't have Arcana, so it's effectively intelligence.
9.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So, everyone will get their rest for the night. Locke, you don't have 1 point of exhaustion anymore. You have 2. Or you don't have 3, you have 2 now. Yay!
Hooray!
Woo!
You still look like crap, probably.
I still feel like crap. I'm just...
You got more...
Although technically, if you slept the entire walk to get there, you would just slept the whole day away. So,
I mean, honestly, I'm just using that as an excuse so that I can focus on the drawing I have to do.
and it's fine.
So...
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Because you're gonna get full rest by the time you get to I Chang anyway. Because I'm not that kind of DM to put you guys into bad circumstances. At least not yet.
He's not a bad DM yet. Sorry, what?
Sure.
Okay, so things are rather uneventful. Everything is calm. Byrn and Oak, with their perceptions of at least 15, oh, and Hollis technically, would have seen, like, animals of the night and nothing of any particular importance that is causing an issue. And hey, you're making your way to Rydell, which you could technically go into or continue on your journey, because Rydell has stuff attached to it from the last time you guys were here, but you have a Bjorn that might want to go there for a brief bit.
It's true. We are also in in something of a hurry, aren't we?
Technically.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly that just, like, we're not wanting to get distracted again because we've been leaving Silver hanging a long time, and we just kind of want to get on that.
Yeah. Okay, so basically around Rydell, and you're continuing on your trek to Einstein.
I believe so, then, yes.
Yep. Let's see. Is Riven going to determinedly try every single night to call the dream thing?
Yes.
I kind of figured. So
Does magic work
1,
now? Does magic work now?
2, 3, 4. Technically, just about 6. So roll an intelligence check 5 more times.
Hey, there's an 18.
Yeah, there is an 18.
Oh.
Also a 2. Okay.
Oh, I did
So-
6.
So, I will say that you're not exactly sure if it's just because of your sheer determination or because you actually figured out how to get it to freaking work. But I will give you a dream
Yay!
along the way that I take. So Silver gets, or not Silver, Riven gets like some heavy
My
tunnel
next
vision.
character is going to be called River. Okay.
Right, I know. It's fine. So Riven gets some tunnel vision when she's focusing on the thing that she is trying to do. So make for me a charisma save.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, there we go. All right. So, in your dreamscape shenanigan, you were going to find yourself in a tavern,
Okay.
and you're going to sort of you basically find yourself waking up or visually seeing the same tavern that was presented to you before when you were first starting to mess with your axes. And you will hear music and other such things from inside. You don't have a hollis. You do have your axes, but you don't have a hollis.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can head on inside if you want to.
Sure. We'll go inside.
Inside, you'll see some people that you have previously met and encountered before.
Oh, joy.
You will see the 2 drow dancing on stage. The ASMR that you had battled before is behind the counter as the barkeep. And there's at least a few patrons that you can see around you. Make a perception check for me. Yeah, there's some patrons around you. So where are you going?
And she's just gonna walk around and try to find Langie. Or whatever his name is.
Yeah. So You sort of wander amongst the crowd a little bit. What fewer patrons are around. And then the ASMR behind the counter just sort of watches you and... Are you looking for somebody?
Yes.
And who might that be?
I figured out I can speak to the dead here. Where's Langie? Where's that gnome?
No, yes.
Yes. Cheapskate gnome.
That makes more sense then. Alright. And he points to a dark corner of the room.
She goes over there.
What do you want?
I want answers.
You think I have them? You trapped me here, thank you.
Well, that's your own damn fault.
You beheaded me, and that's my fault. Is that how this works?
Oh, but I wasn't the one that sit there and was doing shady shit. I would say it's karma coming around, bitch.
Huh. Okay.
Where'd you get the fake coins?
I got the fake coins from a lovely patron by the name of Vanessa. What's it matter to you?
Where is Vanessa located at?
Now? No idea.
I'm assuming she's probably still in Raidarc.
Maybe.
What is her business?
She's just somebody that is one of the people that goes out and gets gems for me, generally.
And you were okay accepting fake stuff from her?
Well... fine. What does it matter? Okay, so Vanessa didn't do anything.
You're dead, so there's...
Yeah,
much to get
exactly.
worse,
Thanks
so-
for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Such great bedside manner.
I know.
Truly,
It's
you
like,
would
I
make
want
an
answers
amazing...
and I want them now. Just tell me everything.
I don't care that I murdered you. You're gonna tell me shit, and I'm not gonna be sensitive about it.
I'm gonna blame it on karma.
Okay, fine. Look. It's not gonna matter now. Most of my fake coins are made by myself. I make them. I craft them. Because
How
it's
did
a
you
lot
not
easier
get caught?
It's because I pay the guard stuff.
And that god allows that? Ugh, fine, whatever.
Only the right ones, anyway. Not everybody. But as long as I'm not killing anyone, guy up top is okay. Seems he would be rather upset that you killed me. He doesn't like murder. How did that go for you?
Fine. Nothing happened.
So
This is when the NPC's like inside check. But anyway.
This is one of those cases where you don't need an insight check to
she's
know
got
that's
a 9.
bullshit.
Yeah, no. Look. What do you want?
I just want more information about this because we had a very angry patron with us when we sent them money that you paid me with.
Okay. I didn't know that.
That's fine. So we want to get to the bottom of it, possibly, and fix it and stop it. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, so she goes out and gets you gems and stuff. You make the fake coins. Do you know which side of Raidarc that her mine she goes to, or her base of operation was? Unless she got scared off, but...
Considering that now I'm no longer the one that owns the dazzling tiara, she probably ran off. Where to? I don't know.
I was just saying, a base of operations where we can start looking. I am pretty proficient at tracking people down.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, what race is she?
Vanessa?
Yes.
She's human.
Shit.
Hey, are you not good at human?
Elves.
Locke feels called out, but alright.
No, the elf part doesn't have anything to do with you. It has something to do with her background.
No, I know. I'm just I'm making joke. I'm being funny, man.
Yeah. Be like, that's fine. I can still track them down.
Okay. So what? You're gonna track down Vanessa, kill her, and trap her too?
Well, not right out kill her. Just maybe some aggressive persuasion of not doing shit like that anymore.
Okay, whatever. Not much choice in the matter I have. I'm stuck here. So.
Well, you're in a nice tavern. I'm sure it can't be all that bad.
You cannot tell me that you're that stupid. You cannot tell me that you're that stupid. Come on now.
What? It is a nice tavern. Look at it and stuff. It's nice and warm, and there's entertainment, and I'm sure the barkeep's really nice. The barkeep's okay.
You're seeing a tavern because you wanted to see a tavern, or at least that's what they want to show.
Look, I know this is a dream, and I'm talking to you, and I know you're dead. That all that matters to me right now.
Everyone here is dead.
You know if Vanessa works with anyone else?
What?
Does Vanessa work with anyone else?
Yes, of course she does.
Who does she work with? Is there any other contacts that I can go and see? Does she deal with other people that maybe they'd be unfortunate to know that she provides fake shit?
I literally just told you that that was partially a lie on my part. Vanessa doesn't make fake stuff. I do. And you already killed me.
You make the coins, but she brings you gems.
Which she gets from a mine, and they are real. At least I think they are real, unless she was trying to trick me too. I don't know. Might try to pull a fast one on me for all I know. I was sending her to you because I was using her as a scapegoat. Want to go kill her? Go for it. I don't know where she is though.
Insight check.
Roll insight.
12.
Nah. You can tell that he doesn't particularly care for Vanessa. So, either he is hiding it because he doesn't... He either doesn't actually know, and that's true, or he's hiding something he would have no reason to hide. Your insight of 12 basically tells you he doesn't give a crap about Vanessa.
Jeez.
I assume something.
Pretty much.
I assume something was posted somewhere that I cannot see it.
It was at roll 20.
Yeah. Anytime Riven wants to get the last word, she only has to kill them and chant their name while going to sleep.
I mean, that's technically true at this point.
I mean, yeah. She's like, okay, so I guess Riven's just gonna be like, alright, we'll figure out this problem later.
We got all the time in the world.
Yeah, true. And she leaves. She's just like, I could only get as much as I could, and that's it.
Yep. So you will leave, and you will pretty much wake up as soon as you leave the tavern.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to share that with anybody, you totally can. You probably won't, but you know.
I mean, she probably would explain it to like Locke and be like, so Langie said he was the one making fake coins.
What?
Yeah, Langie was the one making the fake coins.
No, I mean, Langie said anything?
Yes.
Right, you're going to have to start giving me some explanations really fucking fast.
I had a dream. He was there. I talked to him. He sat there and said that he was the one making fake coins. He was going to sit there and try to put, like, direct us to Vanessa, so we would go after her. I mean, she's probably doing some sage shit, and we should probably still do that. Go look at her mind anyways. But there's a chance she might have run out. Who knows? Also, like guards there are, like, corrupted. They get paid off.
Okay, I do not say this to, my brain just farted. I was going to say something really snarky but kind of intelligent, and then my brain's like, no, you're not. And I was like, oh, I guess you're right.
Nice.
Is anyone else hearing this conversation?
Like, this will be out and open and stuff, so
Yeah,
if
okay.
anyone wants to chime in, they can.
So yeah, Bjorn and Byrn and Oak are also hearing this conversation.
Keep in mind that I would not really know Langie, right?
No, you wouldn't. But there is a significant shenanigans of Riven saying something about being able to talk to someone who is technically dead.
Yeah, so,
I mean, that's what's getting Locke crossed up anyway.
So
I mean, it's like she's already sitting here speaking like multiple different people at the same time. She's pale. Her eyes are clouded over like she's blind, but she's not really blind.
Yeah.
and since Byrn joined, has there been an incident where Riven was confused because magic?
Oh, she's
I
just
mean-
confused about magic in general.
Right,
Yeah, pretty much.
but would I have seen that?
You would technically have seen that because when you did your quest thing to send the hunter away,
Oh, right. She was like, "What?" Yeah, okay.
Riven we're just letting him go.
So apparently, she's allowed to have confusing magic as well. Hmm?
Yeah. So, not to sound rude or anything, Riven, but I thought you didn't buy into the veracity of your dreams.
I mean, I can see the people that I've killed, so I was just like, I'm just trying to fucking help here.
Yeah, I get that, and I appreciate it, but I'm just pointing out that in the past we've brought it up that these dreams of yours are probably no bueno. I've tried to get that through to you numerous occasions, and you kind of brushed it off as just, they're just dreams, no big deal. And then...
Yeah, they're not causing me any harm.
Locke just kind of covers his face with his hands.
Like, she's not getting hurt or anything by these dreams. That's not what's hurting her.
Did you take a ray of enfeeblement when you were 12?
To the knee.
What? But see, you used a big word there.
I'll take that as a yes. Anyway,
And when I was 12,
no, never mind. It was
I was living in the forest.
No, forget it. It was a sarcastic question meant to offend. Anyways. Okay, so you from the top. You talked to Langie.
Yes.
Okay, that's the guy you killed and whose underpants I stole.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to him in your dream, and he
Yes.
told you about a variety of things. Yes.
Yes.
Something about a chick named Vanessa, you said?
Yes.
I'm gonna double check my notes because I vaguely recall having something written down about that in my notes.
Mm-hmm. You would.
Other. I am having a hard time finding any words on this person. Oh, there it is. Vanessa. Under the enemies tab, it just says, someone in Rydale. I literally had nothing else written about her at the time that I took that note. Must have been a while ago.
It was a long
like,
time ago.
she was like kind of a name drop that was like we were gonna go investigate eventually, but never did.
Because, like, the DM loves throwing, like, a bajillion things at us.
Well, basically what happened with Vanessa was who Langie said, was trying to send you away, but you sort of you loosely saw through his lies, relatively speaking, and then it led to fight, and then Langie was killed. So, or no, either way,
that was not the first.
He was trying to push us towards Vanessa, but the thing is, the alarms were going off, the guards were coming, we were trying to pressure him into turning the alarms off. Riven lost control, and he was killed.
Yes.
And then I shot a god in the face. It was a very stressful day.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway.
And I accidentally killed
Gretchen's uncle.
Nope. Other dude.
Oh, Cad's dad.
Cad's dad.
Yeah, Dad.
Cad dad.
Kadad. Right. Kadad. Shish Kadad.
Anyway,
That's what Riven turned him into.
actually, no, she didn't stab him.
No,
So.
Oh.
she was doing the slicey slice, and then he just fell forward from.
Man,
he
I
died
don't
from
know.
exhaustion.
I don't know. I was trying to be offensive and I failed. Anyway.
It's fine. It's just her response was like, "You used a big word, and I don't know it."
Right. Anyway.
Anyway.
All right. So you met Langie. Talked to him in the dream. So I guess my main question here is, at least in regards to the dream itself, not the information it gave you, why are you confident now that these dreams are legitimate, as opposed to just being shit your mind through at you?
I don't know. I just thought it could help. So just like you take the information, that's what my dream told me. You can do as you please with it. You can believe it or not.
Oh, I believe you, absolutely. Well, as matters stand, as interesting of a revelation as all that is, speaking personally, I'm not really keen on diverting our path again.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, like we can poke our nose into this Vanessa chick's business anytime you want in the future, but for now, I absolutely just want to double down on helping Silver. Since this last time I tried to see what was up, I went to hell. That raises a fair few red flags that I would like to have addressed before anything else. So we will address the creepy merchant woman with the mines another time, but for now, I'd really appreciate if we just stayed focused on this. Also, it occurs to me, we should probably make sure the significant others are aware of where we are going.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do that.
Yeah, because I don't think we've alerted them that we might be going offshore. So, probably a good idea to get a message sent on that front, Oak, if you can.
Yeah, I can
Also,
do that.
have any of you heard from the dragon?
She usually yells at me, and I haven't been yelled at lately, so no.
Mysterious.
Oak?
I mean, no. She hasn't talked to me any.
No, I mean, do you want to try messaging her?
It is generally considered a bad idea to message her, and she doesn't want to be messaged.
Yeah.
I understand, but I am antsy, and I just... You're the one who signed up with the dragon, and...
Yeah,
I mean,
I know, and I would rather follow her instructions and not pester her prematurely.
I mean, honestly, I don't really want to look a gift horse in the mouth, or in this case, dragon.
Right?
Well, that's the thing. It's like if she's not going to sit here and keep having us pay her and stuff, how do we know she's still going to help us?
That's a good point. So what we do is we hope that she contacts us in the in-between to figure out what in the heck is going on, and then when we want to go and see the temple, we call her again if she hasn't called us before then. And then we'll know for sure one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's about the best we got. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, our objective is not to piss off the helpful dragon, so we do as she bids. She wants us not to message her unless it's like an emergency. We do not message her unless it's an emergency.
But yeah, I can totally send word to, like, everybody. We got, let's
Al.
see. We got
Mama
Cal, we got Cal, we got, Alessandra, and we have...
I mean, I can keep in touch with my mom via book, so that's probably not going to be an
True.
issue. Speaking of which, I will actually pull out the book and I will send a notification to my mother that, hey, there is a chance I might be going offshore again. Fuck me running, I guess. Not worded quite like that, obviously, but that's the general sentiment. A lot of grumbling
Also,
and spitting in written
you know
text
anything about hell?
That is an interesting question to pop to my mind. Like, hey, do you know anything about hell? I might have been there for a minute.
Oh, that's gonna go great.
Oh yeah, it's like, Locke, you're done being an adventurer. What? No, I'm not. You are grounded and you are 6 again.
You went to the 9 hells. Fuck you. You listen to me.
I'm assuming Locke doesn't say that.
Yeah, no, I'm leaving the hell part out of this. That is a story she can hear another time when I am too old for her to ground me.
Anyway.
Never come.
That won't stop me from trying.
You guys are going to send messages out to try to look into making sure that we may go offshore. And Oak is going to say, seeing as how Alessandra and Leanne are the only ones that immediately pressing that he wants to just inform, like, outright. And then Alessandra has the book, so he doesn't have to. He's going to be like, Bjorn and Riven, do you want me to send word to Cal and Mudslide, respectively, that we might be going offshore?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the decent thing.
Okay. I'll do that. Alright. So, you guys will continue on your trek, and Oak will send off his messages to the various peoples. And you guys will continue on to Aichang. You are going to make your way to Aichang and continue ever onwards. Hooray!
Yee.
Okay, so in Aichang, I do not have a map for that because it would be a small town that's not really super important to the overall scope of the story. And for the most part, you guys are just going to be passing through it whenever you are trying to do things. So what is your tactic here? You're going to have to figure out how to charter a boat once you can figure out where she went, but you're also not entirely sure of where she went.
Let's look for clues.
Yeah, I guess the first thing would be like, only thing I can think would be like, see if we can find a way to like ask a dockmaster or something like that, or maybe ask around local taverns.
Yeah. Let's do some overall charisma rolls to try to gather information, or investigation if you want to just sort of look around. You can either do persuasion or investigation ultimately.
Locke has fairly decent charisma, so I'll use persuasion to poke around and see and I'd just ask people. I'm pretty sure I'd be out of exhaustion at this point, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. 13.
Anyone else can choose to step in here to do any kind of poking around, however which they do so.
Poking around town trying to find stuff?
Poking around town trying to find information or ways to charter a boat or anything of the sort.
I'll sort of poke around and just listen to people for a minute first, if that's cool.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Bjorn will make his rounds at the dockside taverns and see if he can pick up any information there.
Alright.
And which is higher for you, Oak? Persuasion or investigation? Oddly enough, persuasion. Boop. Because Bard.
Hang on.
So the only one that really looked around was Riven.
Yeah.
So Riven, you will actually, I mean, Byrn can't.
Why did I do perception? I clicked the wrong thing. It was persuasion. Anyway.
Yeah. You kind of always do that.
Oh,
They
wait.
are really,
Why don't you correct me?
they're really close together. It's fine. So, looking around a little bit, Riven, you will eventually find the quest board because it's pretty easy to find.
Sure.
And remembering the place in which you saw Yong carvings before, you're like, wait a minute. Moment of inspiration in your brain, and you look and notice that there is yet another scratching similar to the one you found in Karakal on the back of the quest board.
I did a smart.
You did. Meanwhile, everyone else sort of looking around, trying to. What are you wanting? Anyone else who's like asking around town, you're primarily asking for either Yong or a boat. Maybe if somebody's seen.
I'm primarily focusing on Yong.
Yeah.
And using like Mask of Many Faces again to like just make myself look like a taller version of Yong. Like, kind of like this. No, don't run away screaming. It's just a magic trick. Oh, god damn it.
There was one little kid that you found that totally did do that. So that. But yeah. Let's see. Bjorn. Yeah. Okay. So you are sort of looking around and yeah, somebody that will say, for now we will say Bjorn until Kenneth returns with his food, because it would be Byrn, technically, probably. So with a little help from Locke and the Mask of Many Faces thing, it's like, oh, I did see someone like that. It was a while ago, though. I think I saw her sneaking around near the docks. So both Bjorn and Byrn have found, well, pretty much everybody has found a person who has recognized Yong and saw her sneaking around near the docks. And then Riven has found signpost. She just has to find the rest of the crew and be like, yo, thing.
Yo, thing.
Yes.
So, yes. Riven will point out that she found yet another Yong, or probably Yong, carving.
Oh, good. Alright, show it to me so I can make myself look like a dumbass again, please.
Okay. She goes and shows him.
Alright, copy paste it to me. What's this bullshit say?
Yep. Great.
And you're going to type it out, right?
I'm going to copy and paste it to everybody after he says it, because he's totally going to say it, because he's going to do it the same way he did the last time.
Huh? Alright. Well, at least there's not a banana this time. It says, and I quote, word for word, correct collection bright helmet axe. Correct collection
bright helmet axe.
All right, what was the cipher last time, Byrn? I think you're the one who figured that out.
He walks up and puts a hand on his chin and is in thought and waiting on the thought to magically come into his head, at which point he will share it. Voice in sky.
Yes.
Dungeon Master.
It is essentially, not changing a word, not that, this. If I can copy and paste
I'm
correctly.
guessing you're typing it to me or something.
I'm copying and pasting it from my notes. I was just pressing the wrong button. Eventually, you will get a understanding that is effectively that.
I asked a counter GM question. Does that mean I'm questioning my sanity? Since this is a thought that came to my head. Okay. When you get an answer and your counter question to the answer is the original question. Okay. All right. Okay.
I was typing it fast and my grammar was bad. It's fine. Or spelling it bad, rather.
Should they get like a perception check since they asked me to interpret it?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Anybody
Perception.
who is watching me try and decipher it?
20, not natural.
Curse you!
Hey.
23.
Hey, you know what? Curse all of you.
Wait,
Hey, because
Oak
it's
will
funny.
get one too,
got one
right?
more.
This is gonna roll like a 31.
23, 20. With a nat 20.
So why are you cursing us?
This is out of character, of course. The cursing. Okay.
Oh no, we discovered what? Background
Okay.
info?
So I walk up. Byrn walks up, and he starts looking over the carvings, and you see the mental gears turning, and it's apparently written all across my face. I don't like what I read.
So either she left us bad poetry or something is wrong.
Why does he look mad?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
You don't know?
Byrn just sort of shrugs and tries to play it off.
I'm gonna insight this bitch.
It's cryptic, you know.
How did Yong?
Doing insight.
Me.
Yeah.
I am inciting you.
Mm-hmm. You could give me deception or persuasion invisibly if you want to. Depending on which one it would be.
Is anyone else not buying it?
I don't think
Someone else.
anyone's buying it. What I think it amounts to is whether or not anyone is choosing to pressure it.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Is it this to that with this? Go. Darn it.
I mean, so, yeah,
I don't know, it's awfully cryptic.
as you guys basically pull from just like the expressions on his face that he doesn't like what he reads, and
They would have advantage because they did really well on their perception.
I mean, if you want to do that,
Sure.
everybody roll insight again.
Oh jeez.
If you rolled it.
With advantage?
If you rolled it the first time.
Oh, okay.
No, just one more.
Oh, okay.
It'll be your highest.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right, Beans Man, spill your guts.
Beans, man.
You know, spill the beans, spill your guts. You know, make some
So,
sayings here.
Either or.
What say voice in the sky?
I think that Byrn is remaining pretty tight-lipped about it. Whether or not it's
I can understand it.
whether or not it's because he doesn't like what he reads. You guys pretty much read that on his face. He doesn't like what he reads. So That could
Well,
either
isn't like what define dislikes what he reads? Is he like uncomfortable? Is he alarmed? Is he just outright scared? Is he grossed out? Is he annoyed? Give us a more precise emotion here, because I don't like what I read implies to me that, oh, Yong's in trouble. But now we're doing this, and I'm like, well, I read that wrong.
Okay, more specifically, he looks startled or surprised. You know, surprised because he can't read it.
Which we know is bullshit.
I can confirm that out of character, yes.
I mean, we didn't need you to. We kind of figured that part out already.
Right.
What? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, so Byrn.
Maybe we should keep looking, or...
Byrn, one thing. You're still the newbie to this group, so I'm willing to understand some bashfulness and not necessarily getting a few things, but I think you are underestimating the gravity of how significant this little mission of ours presently is to the rest of us present. So I can totally get if you don't necessarily fully get how significant this mission is to some of us in the group, particularly me. But if you found something, whatever that message reads, it's probably important to our mission, so... And we know you were basically able to deduce the last one like that. So whatever is in there, just spill it. Please.
Is he withholding information from us, Locke?
I feel like he might be.
Ooh.
Hence why I'm going kind of gung-ho about this. I am not in any mood for secrets right now.
Do as
Byrn
the
just
small
sort
boys
of-
say.
Byron sort of eyes you nervously and is like, just because I couldn't figure it out doesn't mean I can't study it a bit more, I guess. And he sort of nervously looks over it again. Yeah, so after an awkward moment of everyone probably staring me down,
Oh, absolutely.
the voice in my head is slowly typing. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I just had a horrible
Riven,
idea.
I've just chosen not to question it. Well, yeah, duh. So it does actually fairly explicitly imply the location overseas where she went.
Okay.
So there is a location?
Yes,
And what is the location?
the Shotokan cluster.
Huh?
It's an archipelago, a collection of islands, volcanic in nature.
And you were at all reluctant to share this information because why?
And what's the Brighton helmet and axe stand for?
What did you ask?
He wants to know why you were keeping it from us.
Sorry, I was munching on snack mix and it was loud.
It's all good.
Yeah. I am not a fan of that place. And the implication is that we need to perhaps go there, and I'm not thrilled about having to go there. But I guess it is what it is.
Okay, my question then becomes... I mean, I get it if we have trouble with different locations, like the town of Seven Nora. If I can avoid going there for the rest of my life, I absolutely will. If you're willing to share, what is your reason for being reluctant to go to this location?
It's I suppose it's my own phobia, so I'll just have to deal with that, I guess. I will accompany you, of course, but I may travel in disguise if that's understandable.
I mean, hey, as long as I know who you are at any given time, I don't care.
Of course.
I believe Sam, as Riven, also is starting to ask how Bright and Helmet and all that was part of it.
Oh yeah, that was a question too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was something that Sam was saying, but I couldn't hear it. So, correct collection bright helmet axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the deal with the axe? I'm assuming helmet is helm. And then what's the Brighton axe? Does that have any play?
Specifically, much in the same way that Bright and Banana were part of the cipher to mix things up before. Correct and Axe are doing the same thing that Right and Banana did. They are shifting the words around. But because ultimately Axe doesn't really matter for the whole scheme of things. Bright, helmet, refers to helmet as in religion, as in celestial, as in helm, the person. So bright is the connotation to add to that.
And the axe is just like banana?
Axe is like banana, yeah.
Great, okay.
Just there to make us be confused and spawn, minion jokes.
It's there to be the extra gunk to make the cipher harder to understand. Yes. You now potentially have a well, not potentially, you do. You do have a place in which you can choose to go.
An entire archipelago, though. That sounds to me like a big area to hunt for.
Like, why is she going to Archipelago? Why is she traveling out of the country to learn about Helm when we're trying to find Silver?
I don't know. Only thing I can think of at present would be to, like, if we want to track her down, best thing we could do is ask around, figure out which boat she left on, by just narrowing down which boats went to this place, and then chase her down and be like, hey, bro, what the fuck?
You're, like, going off... Cause wasn't she supposed... Yeah. Okay.
It's all I can think of, at any rate. If any of the rest of you have a better plan, by all means, I am all ears.
It's like you say that, and Byrn suddenly lights up and raises a finger, except for him. Ow.
So what are we supposed to do about Silver before we go and rescue her or something from somewhere?
And the whole idea is that there was some sort of sword we were supposed to find, wasn't it?
The sword is what
Yong
was
we want to just go...
The sword is what Yong was looking for, yes. Or at least that's what you guys were remembering being told.
Yeah, but I thought we got information that she's going out and about trying to find information about Silver and the Helm God.
Yeah.
And so we're confused as like, why is she not going after the sword?
Maybe she is.
Maybe the two are related.
Maybe it's just really way the fuck out of the way. Maybe to ensure that something like us doesn't happen to their plans, the assholes that we're dealing with just decided to take the bloody thing and ship it off to another part of the world. Honestly, it wouldn't be the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Then again,
it's just a lost cause. Then
I don't know.
Then again,
we're dealing with a lot.
Where's Silver right now? Like, what was the last place that you saw her?
Well, last time I saw her, she was in a cell in the the temple that betrayed her and is full of dicks that we initially started getting.
Do you know where this temple is?
Oh yeah, but like that was when I initially called you back to the group, Riven. The plan was to just go in immediately, just instant invasion with all the various allies I called on. That's why I called on the dragon and so many other people. The intention was to just go in and wreck shit immediately. But then everyone else talked me out of that, and Silver herself played a big part in that, asking me to hold off until I think it was we located that sword or something. Am I remembering that right?
Okay, well, the sword is off continent, apparently.
I mean, either it's off continent or it's or the way to find it is off continent. Either way. Yeah.
So, do we want to go off and spend months at sea trying to find this archipelago where our new friend here has an issue with? We know nothing about this location. Or do we just go to where we know we last Silver was and just go in and be like, hey, bitch, sorry, we couldn't find your sword?
See, there's a very big part of me that absolutely just wants to go in and break her out. But after the fact that, with that vision having so granted me that she might be in hell of all places, I don't know what good attacking her temple will do if that's the case.
So here's my thought.
Well, you even said yourself that it was like, it could possibly be like an interception thing.
Yeah, it could be, but I have no way of proving that.
Okay, and we go to the temple and prove it.
There's also another side to this. The only thing that is telling you that when you went and looked for silver, the only thing that was telling you that was that she was in hell was that was the best place that you could describe it, and you saw a demon and it was incredibly hot. Volcanoes are also hot, so I don't know if that's something we want to think about, but it's ultimately up to you, Locke.
Oh,
or,
well, put all the
down to a
pressure
vote,
on me.
I guess.
Put all the pressure on me, why don't you? Look, I am totally open to other opinions here. Bjorn, do you have any opinions on this? Because it is a lot of stuff we're dealing with right now that we're not entirely sure what we're doing.
Yeah. It would be how far out of the way to double check?
To go to Saglin's Bluff, if you was to leave I-Chain and go to Saglin's Bluff, it would be 5 days, 5.5 days.
And that's one way. If we ended up having to come back, that's a week and a half just to confirm if she's there.
Yeah.
It somewhat pains Byrn to point that out.
Is someone typing something?
Mm-hmm.
Is it being typed to me or someone else?
Someone else.
To me.
My brain does not feel scribbly. It's someone else.
Yes.
Logic, please tell me this.
I forgot a word. At least that was my thought on it. If you disagree, interlacing character ideas and story elements is fun.
Right?
Ooh.
Right. Only because I don't want to keep holding up the game, so let's continue.
Yeah. So, well, I guess at this point then
So
we
decide what to do. It's like, do we want to continue going months, or find this concerning vision that Locke has, and go find out whether or not to confirm whether or not she's still here.
I mean, theoretically, Locke could perhaps confirm whether or not she's still here without us having to go to the temple anyway. Ambin Swing could, instead of saying, show me silver, you could try, show me the temple, or something.
Or I could just ask him, because I assume if he can yeet my intelligence to other parts of the world, then I would assume he also has an understanding of where in the world he is sending me.
Out of character, didn't Locke have a problem trying to do that, and he got yeeted somewhere else
Yes?
before the silver?
Yes.
Okay.
There have been at least a couple times when that's why him saying he could have been intercepted is a reasonable assumption. There have been times where he was intercepted when he was sent somewhere. Like that time where he randomly ended up in the Feywild for the first time. So, what? We want to go... How about we put it to a vote, then?
As long as you all don't mind me abstaining from the vote, because I am incredibly torn. I want to help Silver, but I have
You're the one that's gathered an army and a dragon to go storm this temple.
Yes, I know, and I was also acting very recklessly and irrationally when I did that. I was hyper-focused and tunnel visioning. I wasn't thinking. And I'm not really sure how to think about the situation now. It's... There is a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, and I don't know what half of them are. Or where the other half of them are on the board at all. So, bottom line is, I want to help Silver, but I genuinely have no idea how to do it, or what the best way is, and...
What are the risks of going down there? What if someone is there? What's the worst case scenario look like?
Well, I mean, if we go in there in person, worst case scenario is we get swarmed by an army of paladins we are not prepared to fight, and we all die. Which I dare say is not an ideal outcome in any situation. Now, ideal outcome is we just find Silver and break her out and she doesn't get too angry at us for skipping a step.
If there were people there, are they the reasoning sort?
I don't really know. That's the weird thing here, because the whole thing is that Silver's temple was compromised from within, if I'm recalling the history of it all correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as I understand it, like, I think it's like a fair few of the people who are there believe that what they're doing is right, or something to that effect.
Yes.
So...
They're blindly following lies.
If we could bring sufficient evidence forward that they're being lied to, that might get us some leeway. But I have no idea how we would convince them. I mean, not to be rude or anything, but they are paladins. They have a really bad habit of being extraordinarily stubborn. No offense, Bjorn.
None taken.
I thought you would take that as a compliment, Bjorn.
I mean... I'll still leave the vote with you guys, since you have more insight into it than I do. But if you do want to go, but you're afraid of what you might see if you're there, I could try and infiltrate and act none the wiser and see if I can collect any intel that would help us determine one way or the other if she's still there.
How would you infiltrate?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
I typically have a way with words, so I could go in and act that I'm lost, or act that I'm looking for information, or... I'm not sure. Could probably come up with something.
Paladins in a this temple is actually like, what, a stronghold that's built into a mountain?
Yeah, it's absolutely a place that's meant to be well defendable, at least it has plenty of well defendable fortifications, so...
If it's a temple, did it not at some point in time have the intention of being open to worshippers or the public coming in?
I don't know about the public, but maybe. I mean, that's the weird thing about it. It's like, it's a temple that's like specifically for the paladins, I think. I mean, I could be wrong about that.
A temple dedicated to Helm, where they train paladins and clerics. It's like a defensive thing, and pretty much it's like the paladins and clerics and stuff. These are people of like, they bring justice and deal with laws and all that in like big cities and get sent out to places. So yeah, it's like you can go in and like try to get to become a paladin of Helm or cleric or whatever, and then be there and stuff and trained and all that. It's not like...
Well, I don't know that I have the exact physique that they'd be looking for in a paladin per se, but I don't have any offending holy symbols or anything that would say to the contrary, I could perhaps go up and say that I seek to become a cleric of Helm or something.
Maybe.
If just to get intel and slip out, hopefully unnoticed after.
And if you can't get in that way, is there another way?
I mean,
I'm just...
Did Silver tell you how we could have gotten in?
I recalled that there was a way, yes, but she strongly asked me not to act on it until we had the sword. Is like the main thing why we didn't just go in straight away again. It's like it's kind of like the main thing why I called on the dragon. There was like a back entrance or something along the cliff faces, I think. Sam, help me out here.
Yes, there is a platform that has a giant statue of Helm. That's facing out where you can see the sunset or sunrise. I can't remember which one. I think it was sunset. Basically, there's 3 doors there, and if you take one of the doors, it'll lead down to the section where, like, the quotation prisons is, or cells. That's where she would be being kept.
And Locke will relay all that information.
But the only downside is you gotta climb to get up to that platform.
Which is why I called the dragon, I think, because that would let us skip that step.
I thought the dragon was to distract at the front once we got into position.
Might have been. It's been so long since we started
It could've
making
been
battle
both,
plans, and we
It's
haven't acted
something.
on any of them yet.
Yes.
Someone needs to learn the fly spell.
Or we could just find a gnome we could chuck up there. I don't know.
Or spider climb.
I'm sure David gets the joke I just made.
Dude.
Yeah, but still, he
Yeah,
the end of the campaign that joke emerged from.
Yeah.
So what we do is we kill one of our party members, and then I cast Raise Dead until they're up on the platform, then we revive them.
No, that's not how
That's
that
not how Raise Dead.
What?
That means.
I'm sorry. What? There is a logical leap here. I'm going to need you to explain to me.
It's
Okay.
a joke.
Work
fact
good
that-
with me. Are you ready? Raise Dead.
But basically floating the dead up there just to revivify them.
Yes,
up
I
there.
know. I was being facetious for the sake of the bit.
It's so very punny.
Uh-huh.
Anonymous things said in a campaign post.
Alright. So,
So we have a choice. Spend
We
months
do.
at sea trying to figure out what is Yong doing. Or we can go confirm Silver is that still at the temple. And that's less days.
Alright. I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose, thinking about it, Yong has been waiting for us to catch up with her for a while. What's another week and a half? So, alright, I guess we branch away for a while just to go check and see what the situation is at the temple. Ideally, I don't want to engage, if at all possible, though.
so we send Byrn in.
I
See what he
guess.
can do.
I guess send in Byrn or something. I mean, the people we don't like there won't know Byrn, so yeah, I guess Byrn's our best ticket on that front. From one spotlight to another, eh?
I mean,
Yeah.
this is just what choices we have. So
Yeah, it's frustrating how very little we have to go on right now, but yeah. Work with what we got. Well, what does everyone else think? Votes?
Oak is about as torn as Locke is, and by all accounts, I
How
don't
many
want to be the
people do we
DM NPC to influence what you guys do. Because ultimately it'll sound like I want you guys to go in the water because I want you to see the new continent and all the stuff involved. But
I mean, I kind of want to see the new continent. I went through all
let's-
that.
let's do this.
I went through all the trouble of mapping it.
Yeah. Here, let's do this. Oak, you can talk to Yong, right?
When I tried to call her, I couldn't get through.
You want to try that again and ask, see if she wants help?
I mean, I can try.
Okay, let's give it a try. See if she needs help.
Another thing I could do, just as a point of order, since I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to try Vindsvepting myself to silver again, because I like not roasting alive. But I could try and yeet myself to where Yong
give me just
is.
a second.
Yes, you can see what Yong's doing. We can do that. Let's see if she needs help. Let's try to contact Yong and see if she needs help. That will determine what we do. Okay? Good? Good mediation?
Yeah, sounds like a.
Because if she doesn't need our help, we can go to the temple and check on that. And then we can go back to go catching up with Yong. But if she needs our help, we go to Yong.
Alright, yeah, it sounds like a pretty good middle ground on that subject to me.
Alright. Let us go to the dock to find which boat she went on, just in case. And then we stay in a tavern. And we'll have a decision by morning. Okay?
Unless, of course, for whatever reason, I can't reach her either. But you know,
again,
that would just feel that would just feel contrived at this point. So
what's the plan? Sorry.
Okay, plan. We're going to figure out what boat Yong took, and then we're going to find a tavern. We're going to stay in that tavern. We're going to have Oak attempt to sending to Yong again. If that fails, then that night I will call on Vindsvept to yeet my consciousness to where Yong is, since I am not presently a brave enough boy to attempt to get in touch with Silver again like that. And then, depending on, and if I can get in contact with Yong that way, depending on what Yong tells us, will inform our next course of action.
Unless we know someone who has scrying.
I don't have that.
I think Oak does, or could.
I think Oak could, but I don't think he does, or we would have used it by now.
I mean, does Locke's mother have scrying?
Locke's mother can do it, yes.
Huh. Thing is, didn't we think to ask her to do that before, and it turned up with nothing?
It did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been a good couple of days since I last. Maybe she moved out of the place that was being hidden.
Maybe.
True.
Like, you know, the finder. Maybe he had something up, and that's why we couldn't find her.
Irony. So, plan is to find Yong's boat, or find the boat that Yong used, and then rest at a tavern, and then try to get in touch with Yong via both Vindsvept and sending, depending upon if sending doesn't work.
Yes. So let's just go find a boat to get our options in order.
Okay. And for my own sake, since we have a for my own sake, just so that I have a little bit of a window, I'm going to say that the conversations therein with Yong are probably going to be next session. That way I can connect the dots in various places, and we'll have more of David since he's kind of fading out.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of bullshit going on. It's making it very hard to figure out what's what.
I've hit you guys with a bunch of different directions. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But first, do I find the boat that goes to the Shokan cluster?
Shotokan cluster.
Shotokan cluster.
Yes.
I am going to ask Captain, hey, have you seen a dwarf woman? White hair, beard.
Looks like this.
Whoa. Nice.
Stop freaking
Cool.
people out.
No.
So I think you got something on your face.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
That
So
said, Locke does have a different strategy for figuring out. Well, no, never mind. We already know about the shuriken cluster. Never mind.
Yes. So I'm going to the captain person, or he at least appears to be a captain. Appears to be a elvish oriented sort of a person. And he is. Yeah, that was the stowaway on my boat not too long ago.
Ah, stowaway, of course.
Kind of found her. She revealed herself while we were halfway to where we were supposed to go, so I let her come aboard. Let her come along when she showed that she could be a little bit useful, helping around the ship and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Okay.
And then we brought her back here probably a little over a month ago, I think.
Wait, she came back here?
Yeah.
Did you give any indication of where she was going?
No.
Oh, this is confusing. Ah.
Right? Like, I'm not even confused as Locke anymore. I'm just confused as me.
Yes, it's just like she went away. But then why isn't there not? Why wasn't that message crossed out with a new message?
Hopefully, if I can get in touch with her via Vindsvept, I can grill her to shit and back on all of that.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck is your problem, dwarf woman? We know you're supposed to only do cool shit when you're off screen, but this ain't cool. This is the opposite of cool. This is frustrating.
Your breadcrumbs are terrible.
And out of date, and you didn't pick them up when we didn't show up. Fuck monsters.
We've been trying to get in contact with you about your extended warranty.
Okay, so
Okay, well, if she's somehow not here, what is the next trip to the Shokan cluster that you plan on taking?
tomorrow actually,
What time tomorrow?
afternoon. Like 3.
Afternoon? Okay. We might be back. We might pay for passage. We'll
Oh,
see
cool.
if we gotta find this lost person.
It's like a
Wait,
50
wait, hold up.
What?
Are y'all like mercenaries for hire?
We've taken
Kinda.
we've taken odd jobs from time to time. It's not like our main thing, but we do side gigs from time to time. Why?
It depends.
Okay.
Why?
Because I might have a job or two for you on the boat besides just fixing it or helping keep track of it. If I can find what I'm
Okay.
looking for.
What are you looking for?
A rather, fantastic island.
Okay.
Is it
We
called
might
El
discuss this
Dorado?
further tomorrow.
El Dorado doesn't exist in this land. Although it may or may not be gold, but he's not saying that.
Ah. Either way, it's the lost city of Atlantis. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow to discuss.
Sure.
Possibly. We will see.
It's like-
Depends on how much we need the coin.
It's like a 50-50 shot. We'll see.
You guys go find a tavern. I'm going to look around to see if I can find any more clues from Yong.
All right.
Nope.
Can
She
I
is
try?
just lost in the city.
Can I try?
Oh yeah, of course.
Slightly better. 13.
Eh. She doesn't have any scrawlings anywhere else.
All right. Do we all meet up at the tower? Does anyone else want to investigate for any other clues?
Nothing I can think of.
Does Byrn want to take a look?
Oh, I'm whispering to GM mode. I'm going to go ahead and say no. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, okay. Well, we go find a tavern.
Total of
Bjorn
3.
goes get drunk.
And so upon setting up for the tavern, Yong, Oak will try to do sending on Yong, and he will not be able to reach her.
Wait, Yong.
Well, guess it's my turn to try and probably fail.
And
So
Locke will get his Anvin Swin dream, and we will pick it up with that.
Oh, so we're just gonna have it to be continued there?
Yeah, I think that's the best place for me to try to put it.
Because you'd need to like figure out what the fuck is going on.
Well, I know.
I feel like what might have happened here, at least from our perspective, is you've given us too much shit without enough concrete direction on a lot of it, so we're just kind of flailing in the dark.
Well,
We're
lot
like,
of
okay,
it.
we think she went this way. Wait, what? She came back, so we don't have to go this place, and now we gotta go over here.
Ultimately, what we have here is this is sort of like what happens whenever I presented you guys with this thread that you could potentially follow, and then you never did, and then eventually for you to follow it, I had to hit you over the head with it. This is like that, but with the breadcrumbs of how you're supposed to figure something out, and you got multiple different avenues that you can circumvent some of them. And I want to... It's also tying into circumstances with other characters and other people that I want to make sure that those elements are played through effectively. And ultimately, the reason why I want to hold off on giving you the Yong vision, and figure out what that is because I want to chat with the person who has all the details in that and wants to make sure that that all settles for that person. So, but yeah, I think that's ultimately where I'm going to sort of cut it off. Sorry that if it was haphazard and sort of all over the place.
I feel like it's mostly just because we don't necessarily... like, we're starting to just get confused as to where we're supposed to be going ourselves.
Yeah.
It's more just our own wires getting crossed more than anything you did, I think.
I think so. Or at least in part, anyway. So, anyway, I'm gonna do this time. This has been Shadows myself, and then next time can be Sam.
Sure.
This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Where the fuck is Yong? What is she doing?
Where the fuck is Yong? What the fuck is happening? Who the fuck are you? All those questions and more will be answered.
Possibly.
Eventually.
It might not be. I don't know.